Good evening, sleep peeps. I am out here in my patio. You will see there is a dog who will walk past. He isn't my pug. I have my cat Freya and my cat Balder who will also be walking past, I am sure, because they saw that mommy was outside, so they had to come join us. And we are going to do some stretching. I'm doing it a little bit earlier because, again, I am outside. And when you are outside in Florida, you have to take advantage of the sunlight. So I want to start with some of the ones standing up and some of the modifications that I use, and then we will go to ones where I am on the ground. So I always start with my shoulders because my shoulders are the worst. They get really tight because I spend a lot of time sitting in front of a computer typing. So I will stretch my shoulders out, and I will hold this for the count of 10. And then I will do the other arm. And no, I'm not the most flexible human being on the face of the earth, but it always feels good to stretch before you go to bed and get that circulation going and get your breathing going, increase your oxygen levels, because when you do these, and especially if you count out loud, it allows your brain to slow down. It allows you to concentrate better, so that way you feel better. I'm going to stretch the back, my triceps, because they get tight also, and you should always stretch everything. And it helps because if you do it right, you also feel a little bit in the upper back. And there's nothing like getting an audience of 3 staring at you while you're doing this. Now I'm going to pass my hands back. I pull them up a little bit. That brings my shoulders in. It helps open up my chest, open up my shoulders, helps stretch out the back as well. Makes me feel so much better. I might rock my head back and forth. I count. I enjoy the sounds outside, except that the neighbor is mowing his lawn. But you get to enjoy the day. I'm going to do a side stretch. Because we've been sitting all day, we want to stretch all those muscles, so we're going to move down slowly. Now this is where I take advantage of a step. I have a step. I have a paper bag. And I'm going to do a front bend, but I can't touch my toes. So I use a step, so that way I'm able to get that stretch, but I have enough support that I'm not putting stress on my back. I'm not putting too much stress on my hamstrings or anything else that could be causing me pain. Because remember, this is to help us relax before bed. We don't want pain. We just want to stretch out, breathe nice and slow before we go to bed. So forward bend. I put my hands on my step. I feel it in the back of my legs, in the back of my calves. And I let it all stretch out. And count. And a lot of times I will repeat that one 2 or 3 times, depending on how tight I am. But this is because, remember, we're sitting, so we're going like this all day. So we need to stretch out this part of our leg and this part of our leg because it's been contracted all day. So 2 or 3 times. And then I do my favorite pose. Stole it from yoga. I like Warrior One because it lets me stretch out everything. And it's not really difficult. You take a step forward. You bend that front knee, but make sure your knee doesn't go in front of your toes. The back foot is facing this way. So front foot is this way, back foot is this way. I'm going to look straight ahead over this leg. My hands are going to go up. I'm going to bend into it so the back leg is straight. And I'm going to look straight up. And I'm just going to breathe. And I'm going to hold this for the count of 10. And you can feel it in your back. And you feel it in your arms and in your shoulders and in your legs. And it allows you to stretch out. And it allows you to think about your breathing and get your blood circulating a little bit. So that way you can increase your oxygen to your brain. And then when I come out of it, I just straighten this knee first before I take a step. And then I do the other side. Because we don't want to be unbalanced. That would be bad. And you don't want to go too deep into this either because you don't want to hurt yourself. This is about stretching out and getting comfortable for bed. You'll also feel it right in here, in this part of your leg. It helps open up those muscles. Because, again, we've been sitting all day. And you're just going to breathe and count. And stretch. So I've done all my standing ones. Now I'm going to get down on the floor. For those who can do that, that's great. If you can, there's always modifications. Never think you have to do something perfectly. You can always find a modification. So I will get down on the floor. I will kneel on one knee. The other knee is up. And I'm going to lean into it. So I'm stretching the back leg. So I'm leaning forward, stretching that back leg and that joint. Again, that helps when you're sitting all day. You need to open up all those muscles. And then I'm going to, I'm on cement. So we're going to switch legs. And then there are 2 more exercises, but I got to adjust the camera just a little bit. So this one, you sit on the floor, bring your feet together. You don't have to bring them in too far, just till you're comfortable. Bring your knees down as far as you can. Enjoy your cat. And just breathe. And this is just stretching out the muscles in the inner thighs. Make sure you keep your back nice and straight because that's going to help with your posture. And it's always good for you. And then the last pose that I usually do is child's pose. And again, I have to modify it. I'm a little pudgy. So you're going to open your legs up, sit back, put your hands in front of you slowly, and then bring your head to the ground. And it allows you to stretch out your back, your stomach. My cat's doing it with me. But it allows you to stretch out your back, your stomach, your backside, and it allows you to rest. And the last one you can do would just be to lie flat on your back with your palms up to allow yourself to just breathe before you get up. I always like to take a moment before I get up. But these are the stretches I do before I go to bed at night. They help me so that way I'm able to relax because my brain goes a mile a minute. So if you can take the time to stretch before you go to bed, you will feel so much better. Have a great night, everybody. Not yet.